Welcome to the Starfish presentation for peer leaders. In this presentation, you will learn what Starfish is, what tracking items are, and the type of options under each item, the importance of the system for you as a peer leader, guidelines for reaching out to students, how to add comments in Starfish, and last, where to get help. What is Starfish? Starfish is a student success software that was purchased by the university to aid in student success. This is done with two parts, Connect and Early Alert. Connect is designed to facilitate online appointment scheduling with advisors, instructors, and other UC departments. It also fosters the development of a student success network comprised of advisors, instructors, tutors, and other resources on campus who can facilitate student success. Early Alert is designed to facilitate communication between instructors and students. It allows instructors to provide early feedback to students through the use of targeted email and text messages. Academic advisors and other departments on campus may be able to view these messages and provide additional support to the student. These alerts can address concerns and additionally offer praise. They are completed through progress surveys or manually through Starfish. To understand Starfish and how you will be using it as a peer leader, it is important to understand tracking items. There are two types of tracking items, flags and kudos. Flags are raised by instructors when they have a concern with the student's progression or behavior within the course. Kudos are raised by instructors when they want to send praise to a student. So, when an instructor raises a flag or kudo, the student receives an email notification. In addition, peer leaders, advisors, and other academic units on campus will receive a notification that a flag or kudo is raised for the student. All these units will have some sort of outreach to the student. We will discuss your role later in this presentation. UC currently uses 8 flag options. Each flag is raised for a particular reason. Make sure you review the reasons before reaching out to students when they get a flag. These are also listed on your handout. 2 flags require instructors to write comments, the general academic concern, and the open template flag. Make sure you review the instructor comments to learn the exact issue of the student. UC currently has 4 kudo options. Students enjoy getting praise from instructors. As a peer leader, sharing in the wins and successes of your students can be an enjoyable experience. So why is all this important to you as a peer leader? Peer leaders are in a unique position to identify concerns that academic advisors simply don't have the capacity to address. You will build a relationship with students in your learning community that allows you to understand what is going on in the lives of your students. This includes attendance issues, apathy or lack of interest, feelings of failure, disappointment, embarrassment, and general lack of college preparedness. You are able to connect students who are feeling these things when you reach out or respond to a tracking item. So what are we asking of you? Peer leaders will receive an email when a tracking item is raised for a student. You will receive the exact email the student receives, so there is no question on what the student was told. When you receive the email, you are required to follow up with your student, check in to make sure they got the feedback, and refer them to appropriate resources if possible. We would also like you to follow up with the instructor by adding a comment in Starfish. We will walk through these steps later. This is an example of the email you will receive. As a reminder, this is the same exact email your student will receive. Pay close attention to the instructor's comments if there are any. Do not forward the email to the student or to anyone else. When speaking with students, we have a few guidelines for you to follow. First, never use the word flag. Students do not know what a flag is and it has a negative connotation to it. A suggestion would be to say instructor feedback. When possible, follow up with students within 3 days of the flag being raised. The sooner you can connect the student to an appropriate resource, the better. Speak to the student privately, not in front of the class. You do not want to embarrass the student. You might not anticipate what the student will disclose, so it is important to keep the conversations private. Make sure your interaction with your student is positive, supportive, and encouraging. Don't place blame on the student nor make comments such as, "If you had attended class, you would have passed your exam." Again, the goal of following up with your students is to ensure their success and to prevent the checkout effect. Keep your conversation with the student general. You do not need to bring up specific comments the instructor said. We will have examples on the next slide regarding how to start the conversation. The most important guideline to follow is to never suggest that a student withdraw or drop a course. If a student asks for your opinion, please refer them back to the instructor and to their academic advisor. Until you are used to speaking with students about their feedback, here are some suggestions on how to start the conversation. I noticed that you received feedback in your A&P course. Did you follow up with your instructor? Is there anything I can do to help? Don't be afraid to ask for help. The LAC was super helpful to me when I took that course. Would you like me to connect you to them? I also suggest you talk to your academic advisor about your situation. They are here to help you too. And if a student receives a kudo, don't forget to tell the student you noticed. I noticed you got a kudo in A&P. Great job! After you have followed up with the student, please leave comments on Starfish. We will walk through how to do that shortly. Remember to keep messages brief. It is simply to tell the instructor that outreach has happened and what type of follow-up you provided. Some examples include: called a student regarding instructor flag, encouraged her to follow up with the instructor. Saw student in the LC meeting, explained how to schedule an appointment with her advisor. Sent student the link to the LAC for tutoring. And referred student to exploratory studies to explore potential alternate majors. As a reminder, a great time to enter these comments is during your peer leader office hour or planning hours. Now, let's learn how to add comments into a tracking item in Starfish. First, log into Blackboard. Click on Starfish on the left under Tools. You can view recent changes and flags you are managing on your staff dashboard. If you want to view all of your tracking items for students in your learning community, click on Students in the top navigation bar and select the Tracking tab. If you happen to have more than one role within Starfish, for example, being a teaching assistant, change your connection to peer leader. Otherwise, you can leave it as all my students. You can sort tracking items by date so you can see the newest or oldest first. You can do that by clicking this arrow next to Created. To view more details for a flag, hover over the flag and click the Details button. You will see any instructor comments here. From this screen, you can add a comment by hovering over the flag again and clicking on Comment. Or, from the previous screen, you can hover over the flag and then click on Comment. Create a subject for the note, example, peer leader follow-up, and type a note based on your conversation with the student. When you are done, make sure you select Send a copy of comment to flag raiser. This will send a note to the instructor so they know you have reached out. Click Submit and you are done adding a comment. Please make sure you are not editing or clearing flags. This is the responsibility of the instructor or the student's academic advisor. Need additional help? Check out the Starfish website at uc.edu/starfish for additional resources. If you have further questions, contact Starfish Help at uc.edu or call 513-556-2192.